Who are you and what do you do? I'm Darkness Tales, also known as Chris Cox. I am a YouTuber. I narrate scary stories on the web. I also produce cinematography and photography on various other social media sites. And so I would consider that as what I do. How do you know about the Shadow People? I've heard about the Shadow People in various online legends, as well as stories passed down through my family. We have a lot of history with paranormal aspects within our little family, as well as my girlfriend's family. And I've actually had a pretty scary experience, which I believe to possibly be something of that nature. Have you ever personally seen any shadow people? This one's a tricky one because I'm not sure if I did or not. I did have a horrifying experience with one, and it was one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen or felt. And it's hard to talk about sometimes. Do you know anyone who's seen shadow people? I believe myself to have seen shadow people, as well as my girlfriend, who used to go to her grandmother's house out in the middle of nowhere in the country, and she would say that she would wake up in the middle of the night and look outside the windows to see shadows dancing in the fields, which sounds like a creepypasta, but when she talks about it, I can see it in her eyes that it's not a lie. It's something that still affects her very deeply. Do you believe shadow people to be paranormal or simply a figment of our imagination? I believe it can be a little bit of both. I feel like these can manifest from within ourselves. So, can they physically hurt you? I haven't experienced that yet. I've experienced possibly, well, no, maybe they can. Maybe they can physically hurt you. But I do think it's both a figment of our imagination at times when you're tired or asleep or you wake up in the middle of the night, and it also can be something very, very real. What do you believe the origin of the shadow people is? Where did they come from? That's a really tough question because, of course, I'm not going to have a really good answer for that. But I believe a lot of the negative energy we put out into the world comes back in the form of these beings. I believe that demons are a creation of who we are as a human race. And I think that's where these shadow people actually come from. Are you scared of shadow people? I am. I'm very scared of shadow people. I've been haunted by them for a while. At least the memory of them. It hasn't been too bad recently. It's said that these inorganic beings feed on negative energy. Does your past experiences align with this? 100%. Yeah. It sent me into a spiraling depression, and I don't know if I can blame this on the shadow people or not, but when I experienced it, it kind of threw me into this just dark vortex of negative energy to the point where I almost ended it. I got myself stuck in a mental institution, and it was a really hard period in my life. So 100% yes, I believe these beings feed off of negative energy. Why do you think shadow people are here? I think the shadow people are here simply to survive. They're much like us. We make them with our negative energy, and they don't want to go. They don't want to pass away, just like we don't want to die. And I feel like using us in our energy to just stay here in this realm is their main goal. I don't think it's any sort of intelligence. I think it's very primal. It's just, I need to do what I need to do to stay alive. Do you believe shadow people have ever been alive? That's a really, really tough question. In terms of humans, like being a person or an animal, no. No, I don't think the shadow people have ever been alive. But are they alive right now? Yeah, I think they have a conscience. I think they have a certain amount of intelligence to be something within our world. Do you think shadow people are evil? I don't think their inherent objective is to be evil, but yes, I think they are an evil negative presence in this world that finds a way to attach to us. They are our dark side. Have you ever heard of the Hat Man? No. No, actually, this is the first time I'm hearing of the Hat Man. So I'm interested to find out more about it. The Hat Man appears a lot like the shadow people. Do you believe the Hat Man is a shadow person or a completely different entity? If you don't know who the Hat Man is, you don't have to answer this. While I don't know who the Hat Man is, I wouldn't put it past this situation that, yeah, he could be very well one of the shadow people. Maybe something, and I hate to say it like this, but something of like a high-ranking officer within the shadow people. Have you experienced any other paranormal events? I haven't had a lot of paranormal experiences. The big one was when I felt that presence for the first time while exploring a graveyard. And then several years ago, I had driven up to Idaho for a friend's wedding, and we were driving back, and I saw this house that I was really interested in. And it was abandoned on the side of the road off this highway in the middle of nowhere in Texas. And I thought we'd go in and explore it. And we got close to it, and as soon as my friend took a step inside, I got really nauseous and just was grabbing his arm saying, "We have to go, we have to go, we have to go." Other than that, I think most of my experiences can be chalked up to I was tired or I wasn't fully aware of what was going on.